I-L-L-I-G-A-N. Do I look like I give a
I
fuck?
don't even know if this is gonna make sense when I edit it. We'll see. So, hey there everyone. Last night, I got a comment on one of my videos from someone who obviously knew me before I transitioned. And I think the exact reading of it, throw it up here, was this kid went from being a cock to sucking them. His asshole is now as loose as his shoulder. Ha, gay. First of all, Tommy John, I know who you are at this point. My shoulder's actually pretty tight nowadays. I'm sure you remember, but I had shoulder surgery, so it's a lot tighter than the other one. So relatively speaking, it's pretty good, which my asshole's just as tight. And I am gay, and I am dating a woman. And also, I don't know if you really knew what you were saying in one of the comments I removed, but Tracer is a lesbian. Like you said, I look like Tracer from Overwatch. Tracer is in fact a lesbian woman. So, thank you. Gotta say, I'm pretty disappointed that at this point in your life, in your mid-20s, you're still using a very normal sexuality of gay as an insult. And also that you, for some reason, think that anal play is only for gay people. I kind of feel bad for the woman you end up marrying, because I'm going to go ahead and guess you do not do much more than a few thrust and call it a day. But anyways, that's not the point of this video. Yeah, I don't like who I used to be any more than you did, Tommy John. Hated it every day, and I'm kind of ashamed for some of the ways I behaved. But I've also grown since high school, which was 7 years ago since I was last in it. I kind of hope you have too. Obviously, you haven't grown as much as I would like, or in the right direction as anyone would like. It's gonna be the case. And for everyone watching this that's wondering why is she making this video about this one person whenever this is a channel for a bunch of trans women. Because this is going to be part of your life. You're going to have people from your past that are going to be dicks. They are going to be the worst people. They're going to say the worst things. They're going to be so obsessed with the fact that you are finally transitioning and being happy that they sit on your YouTube channel 7 years after you last went to high school and try to make dysphoric triggering comment. That's unfortunately the world we live in. Having grown up in the rural South, I know a lot more bigots than a lot of other people may. But you're gonna encounter it. You're gonna encounter people from your past that don't approve, is what they're gonna say, or they don't agree, which means they don't agree with science. They don't agree with the World Health Organization. They don't agree with humanity, they don't agree with happiness, and they definitely don't agree with the religion they're hiding behind. There's nothing within the Bible that says, for those of you who are Christians as well that watch this, that says trans people can't exist. In fact, if anything, we could be very well a test for the Christians of how loving and accepting they are of their neighbor. Like, did they ever consider that? No. Yesterday was a hard day before that happened. I went to Marshall's before that presenting, and it was just hard because, felt dysphoric, got a few comments, got a few stares, and that is the reality. Like, I know a lot of the time in my channel I've been very positive, very upbeat, very glowing about how things go and how much people don't care and how accepting they can be, and that's all still true. All of that is still 100% true, but there are going to be people from facets of your past life. There are going to be people you meet in your new life that they're gonna suck, and the only real way to get through it is to accept it. I think the thing that bothered me the most about that comment was that they didn't like me. I have a pretty big desire for people to like me. It's something I've had to work on a lot in my life. So they didn't like the old me, and they were misgendering the new me intentionally to be upsetting, and it hurt. It hurt a lot for a while. And I thought back to something that I had gone over in therapy with about my family. And it was, why am I seeking the approval of, or whatever, for people who have totally different value systems than me? There's a fly in here because we leave the balcony open sometimes. It's really frustrating. Anyways, so what I mean by that is, what would I have to give up to make that person that commented that on my video like me, or to like who I am, or to accept me? Are there things that I would be willing to give up? I wish I could have been nicer back then to this person. I don't think I was that mean to them. I think that they just thought I was cocky and a douchebag, which at times I was. Language of the land, of being an athlete and male society. But what would I have to give up now to please them? I would have to give up my gender identity to make them happy, obviously, because they're misgendering me on purpose. And that's not something I would ever want to give up for anybody else ever again. And the same is going to be true with other people you meet in your life. Like for my parents to like really approve and love me, I would have to give up my gender identity. I would have to stop taking hormones. I would have to not go by my preferred name. Those are things that are not negotiable for me in my life. So the people that I'm upset about not approving of me, they're never going to approve of me unless I do something that leads me to not approve of myself. And that's going to be a constant thing you're going to face in your life as a trans woman or a trans person, trans anything. Sometimes you'll just meet people that they're going to disapprove of because of something you will not negotiate on, and that's okay. It's part of existing as a human, is meeting the people that you just don't and should never care about their opinion ever again. I think that one of the ways my therapist described it to me was, you wouldn't be upset if you heard a Nazi say something bad about you, right? I don't agree with a Nazi on anything. So no, I wouldn't be upset if someone who I really hold in very low, hold a low opinion of, if they had a bad opinion of me or said something mean about me or even misgendered me. That's kind of what it's like. Like, these people are, if they are the kind of person that denies the existence of trans people in history, if they're the kind of person that misgenders people intentionally, if they're the kind of person that uses sexuality as an insult still in this day and age, and with this much time to grow and learn and explore the world and the wonderful, beautiful place that it is, I shouldn't care about their opinion. They are the Nazis, like people that we should not care about their opinion at all. No, they're not Nazis. Some of them might be, actually, but that's neither here nor there. But we don't agree with much about their lives. The reason we don't care what a Nazi thinks is because we don't hold their opinions. We don't hold what they think in high regard, and we shouldn't for people who are still that immature mentally, who are still that hateful. We shouldn't care about their opinion because it doesn't matter. So a lot of times you should take these opportunities where people say things like this, where they are so obsessed with your gender identity or with your life that they will troll you on YouTube 7 years after you went to high school. I'm throwing a lot of shade right now. I think it's a little bit ridiculous. But you take those as learning experiences that, well, me and this person weren't meant to be friends, weren't meant to have a relationship, weren't meant to whatever, because they've shown you their value system by that interaction. How often is this going to occur? It's going to occur a lot. A lot of times I go a couple weeks without any really bad comments, but a lot of times I don't go more than a couple hours without one, or without being misgendered, even not intentionally. It says nothing about my worth or my identity. It says more about them. It says something about how they are. It says something about how they haven't grown since whatever they were taught by their parents. It says something about how they haven't grown since they graduated high school and they are still stuck in that small town mindset. It doesn't say anything about you. And it hurts. I mean, it's gonna hurt almost every time to some degree. Like last night, whenever that happened, I was convinced I was going to stop the channel. Over the last 24 hours, I've thought about it a little bit more. And I decided to make a video that is more helpful to everybody. So I won't be deleting it. So yeah, it's gonna hurt a lot. It's going to hurt all the fucking time. As I said earlier, whenever I first read that comment and figured out it was somebody from my past, to run and hide. But that wouldn't do anyone any good, except, I mean, honestly, who would do good? It wouldn't do you guys good. I mean, honestly, was I going to make a video that told you guys what was happening? I thought about it. I think that's what I was going to do, and that would just teach you that things suck, don't try anymore. That's not what I want to get out of this. It wouldn't do me any good to hide anymore. I've really enjoyed the people I have met, even from my past, recently, as I've been more open about who I am. I became Facebook friends with this girl that works at the salon I go to. And we went to high school together. She was a few years behind me. Never really talked to her, didn't know much about her, but like, she kind of embodied the group that I was scared of ever finding out what I was, because she was a pretty popular girl. She's been a great friend since we became Facebook friends. She helps me with makeup. She actually wants to come on a video and do lip makeup with everybody. Just really accepting, kind person that I wouldn't have known without being who I am and being what I want to be. I've met so many wonderful friends since coming out, and it's them that I kind of, whenever me and my girlfriend were talking about it earlier today, that I was just like, why do I was trying to pull up my therapy skills, like why am I letting this bother me so much, like I shouldn't care about their opinion. And then I try to think about the people I do care about, who have opinions about me. Like I care what they think, and I came to all the wonderful friends I've made in literally the last year. I would not be here today without them. It's something that I don't really tell them all the time. I don't think I've ever told them, actually. Yeah, so I have, the bad thought. And I used to just hold it in, and finally tell one person, and then nothing. But over the years, it got closer and closer and closer and closer and closer. And every now and then you still get the thought when you're going through transition, especially when people make comments like this. I'll be honest, I had the thought yesterday, but what's different now that I'm me, now that I'm happy, now that people want to be around me, now that people like me because I'm not a depressing, annoying kid in the corner of the room, is I have friends that I can talk to that will support me, that will help me through this. And I don't just mean talk to me in the sense that like they'll talk about the serious stuff going on. I mean, like, I vented about this yesterday and immediately had a friend like joke about she knows a guy. And it's just having a community of friends has helped me be me, help me stay happy, help me stay upright, help me weather the blows of people like this. And I think you'll find as you transition, you'll meet more new people, and more people will embrace you that will help you weather the unfortunately somewhat common blow or derogatory statement or just active spite from people that you knew or the people that you'll meet along the way, and they help protect you, this community you meet. And I think that that's something that is another thing that people should take away from this video. Don't give up because it's hard. There are so many people that will love you and help you when it's hard. There are so many people that will embrace you. There are so many people that will try their damnedest to protect you from people like this. And they're not going to be able to. The only real way to prevent anything like this from ever happening is to either never come out or just stay quiet in the closet. And I think that's a terrible idea. I think that kind of cognitive dissonance of living those two lives, I think that that's going to be terrible for your mental health. I think it'll be terrible for your long-term happiness. I think it'll be terrible for your short-term happiness. It'll raise your anxiety levels like crazy. It'll raise your cortisol levels. And none of that's good. None of that is long-term good. That is cancer-causing, depression-inducing, psychosis-having, like just environment ready for the making. And I just want you guys to understand that I guess I wanted to make this video because I wanted to show the bad side of it sometimes. And I wish that people understood the consequences of their actions whenever they did stuff like this, that really, it doesn't benefit them at all. They just wanted to spite us, or people like us. But they don't, and they never will, and that probably shows up in other areas of their lives, but it's gonna be hard sometimes. But you can do this. You absolutely can do this. There are way more good people than there are shitty people in the world. The shitty people are just really fucking loud. You just have to know where to look for the good people and be one yourself at this point. I know it can be hard to be a good person when you're in the closet and you're this angry about everything in the world and how it's unfair, but the more you work on that, the easier it'll be when you transition, because you will hopefully have already built a community that is loving and accepting. And don't align yourself with people while you're in the closet with not trans friendly, not LGBT friendly, that use sexuality as an insult for some reason. Don't align yourself with people then, so that whenever you do come out, it's less of a headache. You already know, oh, And you can't do that with everybody. There are going to be circumstances you can't control. I can't control that most of my past teammates are probably not trans friendly. What I can control is how I respond to it now, how I view their opinion, and how I react and who I respond to. None of you will see this person's comments on my channel. I made sure of that, but I just think that responding by not responding might be the best response for everybody else here. I mean, sure, you can give a funny, sarcastic comeback if you want really quickly, but like, don't dwell on it, like I made the mistake of doing for a little bit. Really internalize the fact that this person and you have zero shared values. This person you can basically look at as a Nazi, as a Holocaust denier, or something like that. This person is like that. I want you to imagine that that person that says those mean things, transphobic things to you, that is just saying stuff to be a dickhead, imagine it came from a Nazi. Do you care at all? No. So don't care about this person who is spreading hate, who is being transphobic, who is being a bigot, who is misinformed, who you do not share values with. Don't place value on their opinion. Like, I know it's easier said than done, but I think whenever you really look at the fact that you do not have any values in common, it becomes a lot easier to do. Yeah, that's my video for today. I guess my closing thoughts will be to all of you lovely people. It's gonna be hard some days. It's gonna be really, really hard some days. Keep trying and you'll figure it out. Bye guys.